Darnell Self.
And I'm Kim Melia.
And today we're going to share a little bit about our company, Legal Shield, and the opportunity it has to offer. But before we do that, we want to share a little bit about our backgrounds. You see, I was probably born and raised like most of you. My parents told me to go to school, get some good grades, get out and get a good job. And I did that. As a matter of fact, it took me about 7.5 years to get my 4-year degree. My advisor said to me, look, you got enough credits for 3 people to graduate with you. But she says, if you take a major in public relations, you actually have enough to graduate right now. And I said, you mean like today? And she said, yeah. I said, great, that'll be my degree. And so I got out and I played the resume game. Unfortunately, working at the mall all the way through college outweighed my degree from college. They were paying me about $40,000 a year to run this retail store, but my degree and all the job interviews I went on offered me about $24,000 a year. And so I couldn't afford to take a $10,000 plus pay cut just to get a job in my degree. And so I didn't. I stayed there at the mall working 60, 70, sometimes 80 hours a week. And in retail, the most important times are the weekends. And so I missed everything that happened in my personal life on the weekends. The birthday parties for my kids were celebrated on the weekends. Their sporting events happened on the weekends. So I figured I better do something a little different if I wanted to achieve something differently in my life. And so I started these entrepreneurial ventures, I call them. Never made any money. And so I was a little hesitant when Legal Shield came along. Not because of Legal Shield, but because of all the things I tried before. I was painting this picture with the same brush. But I read a book on wealth that encouraged me. It said the average millionaire gained that wealth after the 7th or 8th different venture. I said, man, I got about 4 more things I can try then. And so I gave Legal Shield a shot. That was at the age of 28. And by the age of 32, we actually been paid over our first $1 million with Legal Shield. So it's really been a blessing for us. And, you know, it's so funny. My mother always said, Darnell, money can't buy you happiness. But look at the smile on my face. I'm telling you, that's not the truth. But seriously, it's not the money. It's the things you can do with the money when money doesn't matter anymore. There's a different feeling when you wake up in the morning, no longer concerned about how you're going to pay your bills, but thinking about who you can bless that day because all your bills have been paid. And so Legal Shield has truly blessed my family and our lives. And I want to turn it over to Kim Melia to quickly share her story and her background.
Well, thanks, Darnell. And I graduated high school and went straight into corporate Canada, figuring that it would be great to have a job and not go to school because I really didn't know what I was going to take. And frankly, I didn't have enough money to go to college. And so I went straight into corporate Canada, and I thought it would be really neat to be carrying around my briefcase, have my business card, and sit in a cubicle. Well, obviously, I found out just a few short years later it wasn't so cool. And I really was the grumpiest 25-year-old you could have ever met. I said to my parents, there has to be another way. Please let there be another way. And so my mind was open to different opportunities. Just like a parachute, if it's open, especially if you're skydiving, it's good if it's open. My mind was open, and I thought, wouldn't it be nice to be able to work from home, get paid what I was worth, and dictate my own lifestyle? Well, thank goodness a friend showed me this business presentation just like you are hearing today for the very first time. And I got flat out excited. My first month in Legal Shield, I earned $5,500 my first month. Now, remember, I only at the bank, I made, $22,000 a year, and it hasn't been that bad since with Legal Shield, I'll tell you that. As a matter of fact, in our first 39 months in Legal Shield, earned over just $1 million in commissions. So now you can see why Darnell and I are so excited about Legal Shield, not just for ourselves, but for you, your future, and your family.
Absolutely, and I'll be back here shortly just to share a little bit about our opportunity. But I believe the backbone of Legal Shield are the services that we provide. And so Kim's gonna lead off with a little bit more about our services.
So when I first joined Legal Shield, I had actually never used an attorney before, or my family members. Why? Well, simply because we were priced out of the system. And now I've used the membership over 120 times since I've been with Legal Shield. It's been absolutely peace of mind and security. So let me ask you just a few things here that you can think of how you could use the membership, or you could have used the membership, or somebody that you know. Have you ever signed a contract that maybe you wish you wouldn't have, right? Maybe been treated unfairly or overcharged for repair? How about received a traffic ticket? I've had a few of those on my own. Or known a victim of identity theft, or maybe been a victim of identity theft yourself. You could have been in a situation that you thought an advice of an attorney would be useful. Now, folks, let's just talk about this. The top 10% have access to the legal system. Why? It's because they can afford it. They're rich. They can afford the system. The bottom 10% have access to what? The public defender system. And the 80% of us that are left, the middle class North Americans, don't have access to the system. Why? Because we have to check our pocketbooks before we check our rights. So that means what? The color of justice is green. That's not really that fair. So what is Legal Shield? Legal Shield is a unique service and a priceless benefit. Legal Shield gives you the ability to talk to an attorney on any matter without worrying about high hourly costs. Let's just talk about that for a moment. I believe that the average person makes about $15 to $20 an hour. Let's just say 15. And approximately, let's just guesstimate that an attorney is about $200 an hour. Now, if you put those on scales at $15 an hour and $200 an hour for an attorney, those scales are completely unbalanced. It just doesn't make sense to call an attorney for a $50 issue if you have to spend an extra $200 to resolve that issue. It says equal justice under law on the Supreme Court building. And is that really reality? No, it really should say equal justice under law for those of us who can afford it, right? So here's what we're doing in Legal Shield. We're going to have you to have access back to those rights that you have. For one flat monthly fee, you can have access to the legal system no matter how traumatic or how trivial the issue is, no matter how big or how small that issue is. So that's why under the protection of Legal Shield, you and your family can live your life on your terms, worry-free every day, every night, now and forever. So let's just talk about our benefits that we cover here right now. But I want you to know that over 2 million requests come in annually just to use our membership. I'll go through the benefits with you and I'll give you a couple examples of how I've personally used the membership as well. So let's jump right into it. Legal advice on unlimited issues. What's unlimited issues? It's unlimited on any personal or business-related matters. Now, letters and phone calls made on your behalf. When the provider law firm believes that it will be in your best interest and maybe help rectify the situation, they'll do those for you. Because here's what happens. When you write a letter, guess where it goes? It goes to the complaint department. And when the law firm writes a letter, it goes to the legal department. Which department do you think they respond to first? Obviously, the legal department. We also will do contract and document reviews up to 10 pages. I recently used this part of the membership just the other day. I was applying for dual citizenship. I faxed over my contract over to the attorneys, to the law firm, and they went ahead and actually called me back the same day. Normally it takes about 3 business days, but they call me back that same day to review that contract. Now, if you know anything about having to do with immigration, you know if you make one little mistake on a document, as a matter of fact, any document, it could take a lot of time and money to go back and obviously fix that. So I didn't want to have that happen. So we reviewed every single thing in that dual citizenship. And you know what? I had forgotten just a few things. So thank goodness I had that reviewed, and it was just peace of mind and security. Now, we all know that having a will, a living will, and a healthcare power of attorney is a good idea, but folks, we include that in your membership, and for your spouse, just an additional $20. It's a responsibility that we have with our family, isn't it? It's a love letter that we leave our family, and it's just something that we should get done. Traffic-related issues. Think about this. If you ever get a speeding ticket, or if you're in a car accident, wouldn't it be nice to have consultation of an attorney before you actually have to go to court? How about trial defense? Trial defense has 2 options. You can choose the best one that meets your needs, includes pretrial and representation at that trial. How about 24/7 emergency access? Don't you think that good people get into bad situations from 5 p.m. to 9 a.m.? Of course things can happen. You could get questioned, detained, arrested. Child services might show up at your door at 2 o'clock in the morning on Christmas. Who would you call? You can call your Legal Shield law firm. That's who you would call. We also have a 25% membership discount, and I love discounts. So think about this. On things that you would have called an attorney anyways, any high-ticketed items like a bankruptcy, a divorce, a child custody, immigration, or incorporating a company, you now can have a 25% membership discount. IRS audit assistance. Now, folks, I'm afraid to be audited. Are you afraid to be audited? Sure. Wouldn't it be nice to have a tax attorney's time pre-audit, and during the audit, you have access to that as well. And of course, online legal forms you also have access to. All right, so if you were my attorney, what would you charge me for these services on a monthly basis, not an hourly basis? Now wait, right before you answer that question, let's talk about our identity theft plan. Did you know that identity theft is the #1 complaint in America of the 21st century? Folks, think about this. People say, I don't shop on the internet, I shred everything, and my identity won't get compromised. Now, first of all, you can stop identity theft, but you can nip it in the bud. Folks, you've already have your identity out there. When you were born, we all were born, right? We had our identity first given out to doctors, our social security number, to dentists. We also gave it out when we first went to school or to college. So it's out there. Identity theft manifests itself in so many different ways. Here's just a few: credit fraud, social security fraud, driver's license fraud. Well, victims often face issues such as problems securing a loan, harassment from debt collectors, possible arrest from crimes committed by the identity thief. Your identity theft plan is provided by Kroll Advisory Solutions. The membership covers credit monitoring and activity alerts, credit report and score analysis, credit report consultation to help prevent identity theft. Plus, here's where it sets us apart. We'll restore your credit back to where the original state was. Kroll will just ask you to sign a temporary power of attorney over to them, and then they will go do the countless hours to restore your identity back to you. You don't have to spend that time. They'll also issue fraud alerts to various agencies. Now, Safeguard for Minors is a great option for you. Just for an additional $1 for your children, you can make sure that nobody else is stealing your children's identity. Folks, there's 3-year-olds who have jobs, 5-year-olds who have houses already. It just doesn't make any sense, but here's what makes sense: to protect them with our Safeguard for Minors. Combined with Legal Plan creates complete coverage. You may be wondering, what kind of companies are behind a service like this? Legal Shield puts professionals to work to provide the protection you deserve. We have dedicated provider law firms, quality control at the highest standards, who are monitored by Legal Shield. What does that mean? That means the law firm has to pick up the phone within 3 business rings. They have to call you back within 8 business hours. And they actually go to customer service school. And if you've ever used an attorney, you'll be thankful that they have to do that. So our attorneys are prepaid and they're ready to advise you. Kroll Advisory Solutions. They're the world's leading risk consulting firm, a Fortune 500 clientele, and they're prepaid and ready to advise you as well. Legal Shield's customer service professionals ensure our members get the service that they deserve. So let's talk about the value and the price that we have here with Legal Shield. I asked you, how much would you charge me on a monthly, not yearly basis if you were my attorney? Well, most folks would say, or law firms would say, anywhere from $500 to $1,000 to $10,000 a month, or most actual law firms say, I don't even want to go near it. We don't want to touch that. We don't know how many times you're going to call us. We have no idea exactly how many times you're going to use your membership. So here, let me explain our best value combinations that we have to offer you. Our standard legal plan is $17 a month. With the Identity Theft Shield, $9.95, which includes your spouse, is just $26.95 a month. You'll also have access to our expanded legal plan, which has more trial defense time on there for $26 a month. Identity Theft Shield included for $9.95, include your spouse again, for just $35.95 a month. There is just a one-time $10 enrollment fee in your first month. Please make sure you review your brochure for your selected plans and states of residence for the full details and benefits, limitations, and exclusions of this membership. So when there's a problem in society, equal justice under law, and a solution with Legal Shield membership, that equals an opportunity for you, your family, and your future. I'm excited for you to hear about our Legal Shield opportunity by Mr. Darnell South.
That was great information, Kim. When I first heard this Legal Shield membership presentation, I thought to myself, I could have used this a long time ago. But I also thought about all the people I knew that I would share this information with for free as a good neighbor, a good friend, a good family member. But I don't have to do it for free, and neither do you. Legal Shield will pay you for sharing this information. And that brings about this incredible Legal Shield opportunity. And I just felt like when I took a look at an opportunity, I wanted to make sure that opportunity was credible, it was legitimate, it wasn't going to be here today and gone tomorrow. So let's talk about Legal Shield, the established company in the unique business model. Legal Shield was established back in 1972, and so we've got a track record. And that was important to me because at 28 years old, working at the mall, selling t-shirts, I didn't want people to buy my word, the messenger. I wanted them to take a look at the message, not the messenger. And so we already have 1.4 million memberships across the United States and Canada. And so people don't have to say, well, do you think people want this service? People are already paying for this service. And it's hard to get 1 million people to pay for anything that's not working right. And so we're excited about the Legal Shield membership. Not only that, but we're owned by a New York-based equity group. We have a proprietary system of provider law firms covering 49 states and 4 provinces of Canada. There's no one else doing what we're doing across North America with a closed network of law firms. And we offer a high-quality, cost-effective legal and identity theft service. So let's join the legal revolution. Why Legal Shield? Well, people looking for more income today. We know that. I work with people who are already retired, perhaps in their 70s. And they say to me, Darnell, listen, I've missed my kids growing up, working most of my life, and I refuse to miss my grandkids growing up. And so I don't mind having extra income in my retirement age, but I don't want an extra boss. Well, Legal Shield offers that. And then you have folks like myself. I was sick and tired of living check to check. And if you've never lived that way, all that means is that you know when your check is coming in, you just already know where it's going as well. Now, I also work with younger people who are thinking to themselves, I watched my father work all of his life to get downsized twice to no fault of his own. And I refuse to put my future in someone else's hands. I'll be putting my future in my own hands. Then there's folks who make a lot of income, but they don't have any time. And we know folks like that who make a ton of money, but have no time to spend it. In fact, I know a gentleman who lives in my neighborhood, and he had an aneurysm. He was a very successful surgeon. Well, his house went up for foreclosure just months later. And it was a sad situation because all that meant is he was trading time for money. And in my book, that's called scary. Even if you're a professional athlete, we're just one injury away from not having a paycheck. So it's important to have a reoccurring cash flow. And when you have both income and time, you have freedom. Now, my parents didn't teach me that. My parents taught me to go for security. And then my wealth mentor said, Darnell, you can get security anywhere, even in jail. And if you're not careful, you can get maximum security. And so you want freedom in life. Why now? We have a great market potential. I mean, everyone needs what we're offering, but yet no one has it. So it's an incredible customer need. The industry's in transition. Legal services has never been delivered this way. And the economic environment is perfect. Folks are looking today for some stability, which really comes from putting your future, again, in your own hands. You may be saying to yourself, I don't have a lot of time. No time? No problem. There's more than one way to grow your business here with Legal Shield. And you can grow your business in spite of you, not because of you. You see, the same DVD that you're watching right now will actually play in a DVD player on a TV without you being in front of that TV. And if you truly believe that, that same DVD can be in 10 separate DVD players in 10 separate cities, all playing at the same time while you're in a different city. That means that your business can grow in spite of you, not because of you. This was important to me because so many things are going on in my life. So many things are probably going on in your life, different responsibilities. And so you want a business that can continue to grow beyond you, not just because of you. And so we've got web presentations. We have conference calls. We have a flip chart presentation, luncheons, business briefings. All these things are professionally done, not again with your own participation, but even if you cannot participate, these events are already set up all across North America to assist you with building your business. So let's talk about how you earn income. Now, I'm going to talk about the 3595 plan, but there's several plans that exist across North America, so make sure you get back with the person who has you watch this DVD, and they'll help you to understand exactly how you get paid in your particular state or province. First way we get paid is a personal advance, and I love this. See, you get registered with Legal Shield for the 149, and you start off as a junior associate. And every single time we sign up a membership, we actually get paid $34. Now, by Fast Start qualifying, which I'll talk about in just a few moments, you can actually earn an additional $34 per membership and move up to the associate level, which gives you an immediate raise. And by the way, guess who dictated that raise? You did. At my job, I had to wait until I got another raise. And if I just received one, I had to wait for a long period of time after that. And my raise was only 10 cents. Here you can see you've actually got a substantial raise to the associate level. Now you're getting paid $103 every single time you sign up a member. Now, this is incredible because if you want to dictate your check, let's just multiply. You know, in elementary school, I learned that anytime you multiply any number times 100, you just add 2 zeros to the other number. For an example, if you need $800, that's 8 customers, add 2 zeros, that's $800. You see, if you need $1,200, that's 12 customers, add 2 zeros, That's $1,200. So at the associate level, if you just multiply your memberships times $100, that's basically how much you're getting paid in commissions. So again, that's an incredible level to reach with our company. Now you can continue to move forward as a senior associate. You make $138. As a manager, $172. Now think about this. You're doing the same thing, same effort, just getting paid more money. So we want you to increase up the ranks and progress as quickly as you can. Director, $207. Again, this is part-time. You don't have to quit your job. I suggest you don't. Just make extra money. One of my mentors said, if you have $50 on the table and $100 on the table, which one would you take? Both, because they're both available. So keep your job and make extra money here. This is how we get out of debt. We just pay extra on our bills. So $207 as a director. Do you realize if I was still working at the mall, I could go to the food court, share with another manager of another store in the mall, and I could make more in the food court in 20 minutes at $207 than I did all day long at the mall. So this is great extra money on a part-time basis. As an executive director, $252 for one membership. So that means if you just sign up a couple of memberships a week, that's $500 extra money at that level. So that's the first way we get paid. Okay, you go out and do the work, you get paid for it. But the second way I really love, because it's called team override. That means you'll get paid in spite of your own efforts. Then a team override works like this. Let's say today you were a senior associate. Now you can become a senior associate just by climbing up the ladder all by yourself, marketing the service. In certain areas, people go out and market this as a company, as a benefit to employees. They may go to B2B, which is just business to business. But in this case, we're talking about signing up your next door neighbor. So you can become a senior associate just by signing up members all by yourself. Or you can become a senior associate by helping 3 people do what you've already done. So remember we talked about you becoming Fast Start qualified? Well, when you help 3 people become Fast Start qualified and they each move to the associate level, now you become a senior associate. Now at my job, I was afraid to help people to reach my level because they could take my job. I'm like, I trained you. But in this situation, you get empowered by empowering others. I love it. Not by holding people back, but by lifting others up. So that's the team override. So again, as a senior associate, let's say I'm one of your associates, one of the 3 that you've helped. So whenever Darnell shares a service, I'll go out and make $103 like you used to when you were an associate. But because you're my senior associate and you're at the 138 level, the difference is about $34. So whenever Darnell shares a service, I make $103, I'm in Maryland. Again, let's say you're in California. You're making $34 every time I make $103. So if I get 10 customers this week, I make $1,000, 10 times my 103 commission. Thank you for introducing me. You make $34 times my 10 customers who you didn't even know, and now you're making $340. So again, that's an incredible override. I know people that get part-time jobs and they don't make $340 working part-time. I just showed you how to make $340 work in no time because Darnell got to 10 customers. And by the way, I made more than you and I'm below you. How many companies have you seen where the person at the bottom can make more than the person at the top? So again, I love this business because I've had the opportunity to introduce people who've made more money than me in the beginning. And that was refreshing to know that somehow, in some way, indirectly, I've helped them to create a better financial future for their family. Now, I must say this, not everybody came along with me when I first joined. People said, well, you go do it first and then come back. Well, let's say you're an executive director because you didn't want to wait on people. Now, I advise that you not wait on people. 2 people care about your bills, you and the people you owe. And so don't wait on people. So if you're an executive and I waited and now I'm just getting started as a junior associate, that override is cumulative. And so now you make an override of 34 plus 34 plus 34 plus 34 plus 44 whenever I market the service. Again, that's 34 plus 34 plus 34 plus 34 plus 44 when I marketed one membership. So that's incredible when you think about the override system here and getting paid in spite of you in your own time. Now that's the override system. Now the next way we get paid, it's one of my favorites. It's the residual income. I didn't even know what residual meant because when I stopped working at the mall, and I worked there for a long time from the 11th grade all the way through college. Remember, it took me 7 years to get my bachelor's degree. So I worked there a long time. And when I said I quit, I couldn't take it anymore. They quit paying me. Can you believe that? They said they haven't sent me a check since I left. But all seriousness, there was no residual income there. And that's the way most folks live. But with Legal Shield, the customers I signed up when I was in my 20s that are still on the books today, that means they're still paying for the membership month after month, I'll still get paid for. in my 40s, my 50s, God willing, I'm here in my 60s, 70s, for the life of that member. That's residual income for my personal memberships. But there's also a team residual. So not only did I sign up members, but I introduced people who became successful, so they signed up members. And as their members stayed on the books, I continued to earn a residual income on that as well. And you have that exact same opportunity. It is so refreshing to know that you can build up a great income today because you have an opportunity to get paid daily with our company. But more importantly, you can also build up a lifetime of residuals for the life of those members. That's exciting. And that's just 3 of the ways that we get paid. Next, let's talk about the Fast Start Qualification Program. I alluded to that earlier when I talked about the junior associate position. Well, let's talk about the steps that you need to take. Number 1, sign up your first membership. Why? Because we want you to take advantage of the benefits program. And all you have to do is sign up your first member in order to take advantage of the benefits and save money. So remember, sign up your first member. Step 2, earn 5 points. When you earn your 5 points, you become Fast Start qualified. How do you earn 5 points? Well, 1 point is given to you when you sign up a member. That's someone who just takes advantage of the services. You also earn 2 points when you sign up a junior associate. So remember, 1 point for a membership and 2 additional points for a junior associate. Now, there are 3 ways to earn your 5 points, which will also Fast Start qualify you. The first example is just sign up 5 memberships. So if you know 5 people right now who'd like to take advantage of the services, those are 5 people you want to go to right away. And get with the person, again, who introduced you to the program. They'll assist you with signing up your first 5 memberships, and you become Fast Start qualified because you now have 5 points. The second example, or second way to Fast Start qualify, is you can actually sign up 3 memberships. And one of those members say, listen, how much did you get paid when you signed me up? And you share that with them. And they say, well, listen, I'd like to become a junior associate as well. So they get started in their own Legal Shield business. Well, remember, now you earn 2 points because one of those members decided to get started in the business. So you signed up 3 memberships. They all said yes. That's 3 points. One of the 3 decided to join with you in the business. That's 2 additional points. That's now 5 points. So that's the second example on how you can get 5 points in Fast Start qualified. In the last example, the third example, you just sign up 2 members. So let's say you put 5 people together at your house tomorrow. They watch this DVD. 2 of the 5 say, yes, I'd like to take advantage of that membership. And they both say, not only do I see the value in the membership, I know several people I can introduce this to right now. And instead of referring it to you, hey, no hard feelings, I'd like to get paid for that. So those 2 members both become junior associates. Well, now you earn 2 points, of course, for those memberships. But remember, you earn 2 points for each recruit. So now that's actually 6 points. You're over your 5 points there by just having 2 members who joined the business. So again, that's an excellent way to also Fast Start qualify and get your 5 points. Now, in example number 1, you actually get $345 worth of commissions on this $35.95 plan that we're going over. Why? Because you get paid only for memberships. So those 5 memberships times the amount of commission you earn at the junior associate level is $345. Example 2, you make $207 because, again, you make 3 membership sales there times the junior associate level. That's $207. Example 3, remember, you only sold 2 memberships because they joined the business, but that's $138 in commission. You may be thinking to yourself, oh man, that's less money. However, you move up to the associate level quite quickly there, and you start earning a higher level of commission. So again, you can do it that way as well, and you move up faster. So it's completely up to you. Whichever is more comfortable for you, we want you to do. But guess what? You Fast Start qualified, and your career starts here. Fast Start qualification is not only your jump start to your Legal Shield career, but also your first month of qualifying for the Performance Club. Now, the Performance Club cycle is an amazing cycle because month 1, you've already Performance Club qualified. Why? Because you got your 5 points for your Fast Start qualification. So continue to do the exact same thing you did month 1 again in month 2. And when you do that same thing, nothing changes. In month 3, you actually get $150 as a bonus. That's on top of the commissions that you're earning by continuing to get your 5 points. And do the same thing again for month 4, month 5, and then month 6. We're actually going to pay you another $150 bonus, again, on top of all of your commissions. And then you have a little longer stretch just to get into the habit of creating 5 points a month. Do it month 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and on your 12th month, you're not going to just get a one-time bonus. Now you're going to start to earn a $300 monthly bonus. Or you can actually drive a BMW. Can you believe it? By just getting 5 points a month, you are eligible to increase your monthly bonus from $300 to $500 if you purchase or lease a qualifying BMW. I cannot believe this is what Legal Shield is doing for us out here as associates. It's the most amazing company I've ever seen. And the company also provides special contests and promotions throughout the year. For an example, every year, Legal Shield sends its top associates on an exclusive trip to exotic destinations. So you want to be a part of the Performance Club. With an affordable one-time investment, you get to start your own Legal Shield business for $149. Now, I know it's a little different from what most people were taught, because I was taught to go out and get good grades and get a good job. Most folks aren't familiar with investment. And so I figured if I could work hard for someone else for 40 years of my life, more than 40 hours a week to live off of 40% when it was hard when I had 100% coming in, then why not invest that time in myself? And so I transitioned into the entrepreneurial world, and I couldn't believe that I could start my own business for less than what it takes for me to go to the movies. You see, I'm married, I have 4 children, and when we go to the movies, we spend more than $149 with admissions and concessions. Sometimes I want to sneak in my M&Ms with a Ziploc bag. My point is, we get to get started with Legal Shield for only $149. But what do you get for the $149? That's important. You get a business in a box with some associate tools that you're going to need to launch your business. You get a comprehensive training program. This was vitally important to me because I felt like, look, I worked at the mall. What if I can't teach the person I introduced to the business how to become successful? But I knew living in Maryland, I could introduce someone in California, and that person could go out to a training and they be taught by someone who's been appointed by the company who's already successful. That means the person I introduced can actually make more money than me because I'm not teaching the person that I'm introducing. The training class is set up to do that for us. So we have the support of a sponsor and an entire team. So even though you're in business for yourself, you're not in business by yourself. You also have online access to your back office to keep track of everything you need to do to run a successful business. You have an associate support center, so you have hundreds of employees waiting in Oklahoma to answer phone calls for you to assist you with building your Legal Shield business. And you have a benefits plan membership. I love the benefits plan membership because my wife and I save money, and I love to save money. So make sure you take advantage of the benefits that we have here with Legal Shield. So where can this business take you? The sky's the limit. Why? You're your own boss. You can do as much as you want, as little as you want, as fast as you want, or as slow as you want. Listen, even though you may be watching this in the comfort of your own home, or maybe in a small coffee shop, I want to make sure you understand this is bigger than you and I. Over $1 billion has been paid to associates over the last decade. Thousands are earning over $50,000 a year, and some on a part-time, spare time basis. And many are earning between $100,000 and $1 million plus per year. Listen, I didn't have the opportunity to make that at my job because my job didn't pay that. And so to put myself in a position where I can earn as much as I wanted to for my family and for my future, that meant everything to me. And you have that exact same opportunity. So we're going to welcome back Ms. Kim Melia, because when I first took a look at this information, I was so excited about it. But enthusiasm alone wasn't enough. I needed some action steps. I needed to know what to do right away. So Kim, why don't you share a little bit about the first thing that someone should do?
Absolutely. Become a member of Legal Shield. Fill out that application immediately and go ahead and start using your membership.
And step number 2, become an associate. We want you to have your own story, your own testimony. Not just Kim's story or my story, your sponsor's story. Get started right away so we can help you to create some checks or additional cash flow for your household.
Number 3, complete your first step training online and attend your basic training in your local area. That's included in your investment of $149.
And step number 4, sign one. Sign up your first membership. That way you can take advantage of our Associates Benefits program. It's going to save you a ton of money, so congratulations on signing up your first membership.
And earn 5. Earn 5 points to get Fast Start qualified. You could do that in your first day, your first week, or your first month, and you'll be on your way to be earning that BMW.
Absolutely. So we're excited for you. Congratulations in advance on joining Legal Shield. You know, the wonderful thing about our company is that there are no prerequisites. So it doesn't matter who you are, what your background was. You don't have to be great to start. You just have to start to become great. So we're excited for you. We look forward to celebrating your success with you. And congratulations again, and welcome to the Legal Shield family.